Today we are going to study chapter 10, Respiration in Organisms. What is respiration? We know that cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of any organism. Each cell performs functions such as nutrition, transport, excretion and reproduction in organism. For all these activities, cells requires energy. And this energy which is required by the cell, it comes from the food we eat, the food the organism eat. This food will release the energy during the process of respiration. All living organisms need to respire to get energy from food, and this energy, which is essential for the survival of any organism, because this energy helps to perform various tasks of the body. Respiration includes breathing also. Oxygen helps in breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy. This process is called cellular respiration. And this cellular respiration, it takes place in each and every cell of the organism. There are mainly two type of respiration, the aerobic and the anaerobic. In cell, if the glucose is broke down into carbon dioxide with presence of oxygen, we can say it is aerobic respiration. Otherwise, it is anaerobic respiration. Uh, in aerobic respiration, when breakdown of glucose happens in presence of oxygen, it is called as aerobic respiration. It converts into carbon dioxide, water, and it gives energy or release energy. This type of respiration is seen in some bacteria, in humans, in animals, in normal cells of every body. While the anaerobic respiration is the process in which the in absence of oxygen, glucose break down into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This process is called anaerobic respiration. Here, alcohol is produced and this alcohol is incomplete breakdown of glucose. So, this type of process is known as fermentation, and it is observed in yeast. These yeast are used in so many we can say bakeries products, like making of beers, making of breads, making of cakes, etc. Now, we human also have anaerobic respiration in our muscle cells. When, in case of temporary deficiency of oxygen, our muscle cells respire anaerobically. During heavy exercise or fast running, the energy demand of our cells is more, but the oxygen supply of these cells is very less. So, in this anaerobic condition, the anaerobic respiration takes place, which is incomplete breakdown of glucose. Here, in muscle cells, glucose in absence of oxygen gives lactic acid plus energy. The partial breakdown of glucose in absence of oxygen, it produces lactic acid in the cell. When lactic acid accumulates in the cell, we feel muscle cramps. When we get relief from muscle cramp, we want to get relief from muscle cramps, we have to bath with hot water, because this hot water, it results in the circulation of blood and it increases the supply of oxygen. When muscle cells get sufficient oxygen again, the complete breakdown of lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water occurs, and it completes the whole path of breakdown of glucose. Now, the process of breathing. What is breathing? Breathing is nothing but the process of taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide with the help of respiratory organs. This process is called breathing. It involves two mechanisms. The one is inhalation and the other is exhalation. Inhalation is taking of air which is rich in oxygen into the body, while exhalation is giving out of air which is rich in carbon dioxide. Now we are going to study the mechanism of breathing. When we breathe, air passes through our nostrils and it goes into our nasal cavity. From nasal cavity, this air reaches our lungs through windpipe. Lungs are present in chest cavity, which are surrounded by ribs on sides and diaphragm at the floor. These ribs are made up of bones, and this diaphragm is a muscular structure. Breathing involves the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. How this movement occurs? We will study how the process of breathing occurs. In inhalation, during the process of inhalation, Ribs moves up and outwards, and the diaphragm moves down. So it creates the increasing space in the chest cavity. This increase in the space of chest cavity allows the lungs to expand, and air rushes into the lungs from the nostrils, and all the air fills the lung. And during the exhalation process, ribs move down and inwards, and diaphragm moves up to its former position. This will create the reducing size or reducing space in the chest cavity. These help the lungs to shrink down, and the air inside the lung it pushed out from the nostrils. How can animals or other animals breathe? Animals like elephant, lion, cow, goat, frogs, lizards, snakes, birds, they have lungs like us in their chest cavity. So they can breathe like us only. But what about different organisms like cockroach? Cockroach are come inside in the group of insects. We can say this type of insects they are having small opening on the sides of their body. These openings are called spiracles. All insects have this type of spiracles. They have a network of air tubes called tracheas for gas exchange in their body. Oxygen rich air rushes through spiracles into the tracheal tubes, diffuses directly into the body tissues, and reaches every cell of the body. Similarly, the carbon dioxide from the cells goes into the tracheal tubes and moves out through the spiracles. So, this is their mechanism of respiration or breathing. Now, how earthworm breathe? Earthworm breathe through their skin. The skin of an earthworm feels moist and slimy on touching because they are having the secretion of some slimy material on their skin. They are having slimy touch. The gases can easily pass through this slimy material. This mechanism is also observed in frog. Frogs are having same mechanism of earthworm as they do breathe through their skin, which is moist and slippery. The oxygen of air directly absorbed by this slimy material, and the carbon dioxide is directly goes away from this slimy material. How the organism which lives inside the water breathe? Breathing underwater is a mechanism or complex mechanism which is done by fishes. Organisms which live underwater have specialized structure for breathing. Fish have gills which help them to use dissolved oxygen from water. Gills are nothing but some projections of the skin, and gills are having rich supply of blood for direct exchange of gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now, how do plants respire? Plants are also living organisms, and they also have to respire for their survival because they also need energy for their regular daily functions. During respiration, plants intake oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. We know this is the reverse process of photosynthesis, but respiration is the reverse process of photosynthesis. This carbon dioxide, which is released by the plant, is again used by the plant for the process of photosynthesis. In plant cells, oxygen is used to break down glucose to get energy, just like other organisms. Each part of the plant respire individually, like leaves respire individually, then the part of stem or flower or fruit. Stomata, which are present on leaves, are responsible for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Plant roots takes oxygen from the air spaces which are present between the soil particles in which root hairs are placed. So we can say each and every part of the plant is respire through various structures. Thank you.